another Duggystone Radio introducing. And today we've got Coastal Fire Department. I know Janice has been looking forward to this session. I nearly didn't make it, people. Nearly didn't make it. I've been out and about. Anyway, one more of that. Don't forget, if you want to get 10% off Woof and Brew, our sponsors, go over to Woof and Brew and type in Duggystone 10, DUGGYSTONE 10, and you get 10% off. Treat your dog or someone else's dog. That's what it's all about. We'll be live on the station in a few minutes, so they'll get us part way through. So we'll say hello when the time is right. Anyway, good afternoon, good morning, good evening, whatever. I don't know. How are you doing?
Well, and you? Hi, Kirk.
Yeah, what's this on your T-shirt? Deaf to what? Sausage? Oh,
Deaf to
grunge. Don't like grunge, then?
Bit of irony there, just to wind people up.
I'm liking it. I'm liking it already.
Bearing in mind we're in a grunge band.
Yeah, exactly. I've got this on. Gas Monkey Garage. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, I wore it. I did wear this at a festival, and some drummer in a grunge band came up and had a bit of a go at me, and I said, "Hey, I'm in a grunge band too. It's a bit of a joke," and he didn't get it.
Yeah, you knobber. Go away. Idiots. Anyway, introduce yourself and the band's name and everything. I know we've done it, but do you do it?
Yeah. So I'm Ollie Goddard. I'm the front man with Coastal Fire Department, and we sort of play dirty, grungy alt rock.
Excellent. So where does the name come from, Coastal Fire Department?
So we're based in Guernsey, so little islands in the Channel Islands off the south coast. And I was walking to my car after work, and when you look out to the east, you can see the coast of France, and it was all red, and I thought, it looks like it's on fire. So I had a little chuckle to myself. And then I thought, actually, have they got a fire department to put out fires on the coast there? So I got home, Googled it, and there's no such thing. It doesn't exist. I thought, fantastic. That will do as a name for a band. Doesn't exist, doesn't mean anything.
Excellent. But anyway, people, don't let us, that get in the way of a good story. If you do need any fires putting out coastally, that they're niche in coastal fires, not your inland farming stuff, coastal fires. Yeah. Brilliant.
Yeah, and if there's a guy out there called Steve who keeps messaging us saying if we know various firemen on the island, he doesn't believe we are not a fire brigade.
Well, you should have them behind you, though, shouldn't you? You should have the Guernsey Fire Brigade should have you as their back rock band, shouldn't they?
Yeah.
Very niche. Very niche.
Maybe we could go and have a day in the local fire department.
Yeah, go for it, man. Go for it. I'll dress up in all the gear, go and do a gig in the station and off your pop.
Hey, that's a good idea for a venue for a gig.
I'm telling you, see, I'm full of stupid ideas, but they work. That'd be great.
We love stupid ideas.
We're good on YouTube.
Stupider the better.
Listen, we need to do a music video called Coastal Fire Department. Can we come in, borrow some equipment, and do a gig in front of one of the engines?
Yeah.
So, Janice says, "Hello, Ollie."
Hi, Janice. How you doing out in? And it's Madeira, isn't it?
Oh yeah, everyone's in sunny climes. I'm in the UK, which actually is quite warm today. It's I've just been literally. I had to go over to about 45 minutes away to go and try and pick something up, and when I got back on my bike, I was like, I've literally got less than an hour to get into the studio to do the show. So yeah. If I undercut you or overtook you or flicked you the bird, that was me. I was in a rush. Got to speak to Ollie. Anyway, let's see if the station's connected now. I think we might be. Yeah, we're on the station. So if you listen on Duggystone Radio, expecting something else, it's not that. We're talking to Coastal Fire Department on Duggystone Radio's Introducing. So with Ollie. There you go. You can join the chat on Mixcloud. Go over to there. If you watch it on YouTube later on, it won't make any sense because it's recorded. There you go. Mantra Ray's in the building. Good afternoon, Mantra Ray. They've been looking forward to it. They said they were definitely going to come back. I think I left my live streaming since this morning, and I was recording it as well. There's nothing going on. Well, I hope there wasn't anything going on in here. So my apologies if anyone came in walking around naked. You never know. Eddie does that sometimes. So how many's in the band?
There's 3 at the moment. So we've just had Bob, who's just left because he's looking at going back to the UK. But we've got a 4th mystery guitarist who will join us from September. Can't talk about that at the moment, but huge guy. As in guitar playing, not a big guy.
Yeah, okay, that's cool. So what we do, the format of the show, if people are new to it, not been before, we have a little chat with the guests, and then we play 3 or 4 videos during the show. We won't be on screen, so you're all right. That's what we do, and we've got various questions that we ask, and So I mean, one that Eddie always asks, and I think I know the answer to this. If you've got a tour, I've got a tour van. What kind of tour van is your tour van?
Oh, see, I'd be happy with just something really small just to get around, but I think you'd have to go for something really big with sort of beds in the back and TVs and Xboxes and stuff like that. So you'd have to.
Full Monty. Full Monty.
Yeah.
So you've got the T-shirt Deaf to Grunge, so we're not going to put grunge in Room 101. I sometimes ask this question, so I'm going to throw it straight in. And what I'll do, I'll give you the time that one of your tracks are going to play. What I've done, I've just picked 4 out, I've gone back to 2019 and then 20 and 21. So aside. So we're going to start off with Coastal Fire Department. You make me feel like someone else. Yeah, we've all had that.
Oh, yeah.
Right? So whilst this is playing, I want you to think about what would you put in Room 101? Band, artist. Okay. You don't have to answer it. It's not, you know what I mean? If you come back and go, I'm too nice a guy, I don't want to say. Or you can say, like some people, they don't give up. Anyway, what's this track about then? You make me feel like someone else.
Well, actually, it's about when you wake up with the worst hangover ever and you just actually don't feel yourself at all. And that's what it's about.
Oh,
but I wrote it.
God.
I wrote it to be deliberately open to interpretation. So we've had people saying, it's about falling in love. We have somebody come up and said, it's about somebody who's transitioning from male to female. Hey, look, if anybody wants to come up with their own ideas, cool.
Bring it into everything.
The worst hangover.
Bring it into everything.
Yeah, it could be anything.
Yeah,
but it's about the worst hangover ever, and I wrote it with that hangover.
Oh man, I'd say my worst hangover ever was, it could be a long story, but I was living and working in Holland, and for some reason I ended up. I don't even know how much I drunk. I was drinking Bacardi. I woke up about 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. In my car, in the middle of a car park near the apartment I was staying in. I was that drunk I couldn't get to the car. I got a taxi to the car because I knew I wouldn't be able to get to the apartment that I was staying in. And I was ill for 5 days.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
That's a big one.
Seriously, like alcoholic poisoning. I think it was the Friday and I just started to feel normal. I was ill for a week.
Yeah.
5 days. Horrible.
So
Bacardi's off the menu for me, even though I adore it. Anyway, we'll have this. We'll cue the VT, like we say. We'll be back right after this, talking to the I was going to say cold water swimmers. There's someone else. Coastal Fire Department could team up with cold water swimmers. Sort of a marriage made in heaven there. Anyway, cue the VT. I'm a bit mental, people. And I'll tell you what, Ollie looks very different in this video, doesn't he? He's had a shave. And as I sometimes say, that track goes on for about 18 months. So
yeah, you can wind it up whenever you're ready.
Well, hey, I don't need your permission, mate. It's my show. Anyway.
I mean, it's a long. It is a long
No.
one,
It's fine.
and,
It's fine. I'd normally, if it was on my show, I'd play it right through. But because we've got people, the main event is you, not your video. But people go and watch that. I really like that, and I get the vibe what you're saying about it. And I think that's pretty genius having young Ollie doing that. What was the concept behind that? Having someone else doing it. I think it's a good idea. That I like what you've done there. Is it because you're old? Because you're old. Because you're old.
Yeah, because we're old and ugly, so we don't really want to appear in too many of our videos. We'd rather people focused on the music than us. So that girl was studying media studies or art or something, I think, at uni, and just did the video for us all, like that, and loved it. Yeah. A little bit of a different spin on it.
No, it was good. It's good. I do like that. And Mantra Ray do something similar. They pixelate all their videos, which makes it a bit different. Okay. But I do like that, what you've done, because it does make it different. And you focus on the music. And also because there's a female singing and your male's voice, I think that sort of draws you in, doesn't it? Do you know what I mean? I think I like that. It's really, you need to do more of them. More like that, mate. More like that.
Well, funny you should say that. We do have more coming up that won't really focus too much on us, more on things going on.
Yeah. Mantra Ray said, who did the lip sync for the video? Very cool. Well, you just said, didn't you? Someone from a...
Yeah. So her name's Emma.
Yeah. Well, the reason why I said it, because you've mentioned it in your thing, but Mantra Ray said, we do it because we're old and ugly too. Well, fine. It's like,
welcome to the club.
But I'm not saying you're fat and ugly. You're old and ugly. I said fat then, didn't I? Old and ugly, right? What the thing is, you're right, because to appeal to a different or more of an audience, sometimes it's better to be incognito, isn't it, and have something else, because then they listen to that.
Yep.
When you listen to you singing, you can't tell. Generally, a lot of people, you can't tell how old you are. You can be 16 unless you get to like in your 70s and you start sounding like Paul McCartney. Then and you have to have it auto-tuned before it goes out off from Glastonbury. But anyway, that's another matter. But,
or what was it? Who's that black lady that played at Glastonbury and all of the backing singers, basically Diana Ross?
She was shit.
Shocking.
She was shit.
And she was only held together by 3 or 4 backing singers. That was a shambles. So yeah, totally get it.
I ended up having an argument. Well, this is a normal thing for me. An argument with someone on Facebook, Faceegg, right? Because I put on, she was shit. Oh, don't be like that. Yeah. She's in the 70s and she's given back. I went, I'm not being funny. If I've paid to go and watch a festival, I don't want someone on stage that can't frigging sing. Do you know what I mean?
It was embarrassing.
No matter what her background is, there's a time when they need to... No, bless her, she tried her best. I don't give a shit if she tried her best. It's a bit like saying, do you know what? Let's get Gascoigne in the England team because he used to be a good player. Yeah. He'll try his best. He'll be in the sidelines drinking himself stupid. Anyway, I went to a rant then, mate.
Yeah.
Proper rant.
Yeah, it's true.
Right, anyway.
And also she sort of turned...
Go on.
She turned some of her songs into like a cabaret as well. So she wasn't even singing the lines properly. It was warbling along and trying to get the crowd. Come on, it's over, love.
Not only that.
Live, anyway.
No, not only that. She had auto cue for her bloody lyrics.
Yeah. Well, to be fair,
for her own lyrics.
Well, actually, see, I struggle with some of my own lyrics. And look, on my desk here, I've got some crib cards for a gig.
Excellent. Well, we'll let you off. Yeah, but you've not been singing. You've not been singing that song since 1962, have you? Do you know what I mean? No. Anyway, I nearly forgot the question that I asked you before the video because I got sidetracked.
I've got an answer.
Room 101. Who are we banging in there? Sound, artist, music, whatever. Go.
Yeah, Mumford and Sons and every other band like them.
Right.
They're just so fake, and there's nothing really to it. And what really sort of riles me about them as well is they're rich boys playing look at us downtrodden college student kids. Come on, you're faking it, and that's what I'd throw in.
I love that. Someone else we interviewed. I can never pronounce the name. Ines. And it's spelled YNES. And
yes.
she does a track, and it's all about what you've just described, which is brilliant. You know, we're from the council estate. No, you're not. Mummy and Daddy have just give you 20 grand to go and sign your first, to do you press your first single. Anyway, Caffeine Bob's on, and he says, I love this format. Said he's a massive fan of Coastal Fire Department.
Awesome. Thank you very much. I tell you what, we cherish every single like, follow, comment, love them all, because we are just a little band from a small part of Guernsey, and we just love that. Thank you.
Well, what I will say, if you're watching on YouTube, please give us a like, drop a comment, go and find the band. If you're watching on Mixcloud Live, there's some emojis there. You know what to do with them. Just smash them for a bit. Drop a comment in, share it. Now, it's for no other reason than to keep us on top of the page. That's the only reason. I'm not going to say to you, can you hear me? You know, when you get people that saying, can you just drop a comment? Because can you hear me? What a load of anyone. If you ever watch anyone, they say that in a video, just put on, stop being a knobber. Just tell us you want to interact to make your algorithm go up. Stop being a dick. Yeah. Anyway, I'm on it today. Ask Ollie about the strippers. Oh, the strippers at the gig.
Yeah.
Let's have a look at that.
So there's two stories. We're playing a music festival a couple of years ago, run by the local bikers club, and they still have about 1,500 tickets, so it's well attended.
Yeah.
And they get bikers from all over England and Europe and attending. And it's the Friday. We're playing the Saturday night, and the Friday I bump into some biker girls. And we got chatting, and they sort of said, "Oh, we're looking forward to this band tomorrow." I said, "Oh yeah, who is it?" Coastal Fire Department. No way! I said, "I'm playing Coastal Fire Department." She said, "Yeah, but they're a stripping troupe, aren't they?" And they thought we were a bunch of strippers turned up dressed as firemen to strip. So I had to tell them, no, we're a band. We're not like a troupe of strippers. Anyway, after the gig, they let us know that they were seriously disappointed. But yeah, so that's stripping story, but it actually seems to be following us around, because when we played in London last year, we sort of we had a gig on the Saturday night. We had some hours to kill, and we thought we were in Whitechapel. We thought we'd go to a local pub, and it was called the Nag's Head, but actually it was a gentleman's club. And we thought, damn it, we'll go in anyway. So in this gentleman's club, Saturday afternoon, there's weird guys with plastic bags there. There's all sorts. I go for a dance with one of the ladies, and as I come back, Saeed and Ozzy are telling one of the ladies about us in a band. And anyway, to cut a long story short, this lady listened to our song, so I'm going to strip to it. So there we are, watching a stripper dancing on a pole to our latest single. You just couldn't make it up. Couldn't take any video or any photos. Not allowed.
Oh, right. I've got another stupid genius idea for you, sir. Right?
Yeah.
Do a gig, hire, how many's in the band? 3 or 4 people. Hire 4 male strippers. Get them.
Male?
Male strippers. Get them to come on stage as you and lip sync to the music, have it playing backing, and get them to do a full-on nude strip. Yeah. And then the curtain comes along, and then you 3 are there and go, well, what are they doing? I don't know. Anyway, you should do that. You should do it, man. It'd be great, wouldn't it?
I've had some ideas for videos, but never come up with that one. Funnily,
mate, this here is just like totally full of crap. I tell you. But one of them is going to land. Do you know what I mean? One of them's going to land. But you've got a couple of ideas there. You could same as the one in the fire department. Instead of you guys doing it, get some hunks in there and get them to strip to your music. Then you've hit all the bases. Get it on YouTube. It'll fly. It'll fly because sex sells, doesn't it? Right. Manta Ray saying, "Get them off." See, we're on it. We're going to book them.
Hey. So occasionally I have stripped off on the stage,
right?
When it's really, really hot. But seriously, it looks bad. I saw some pictures and thought I can't do that ever again. So no. I get it, mate. I get it. Totally get it. So what have you got planned gig? So music-wise, have you got some new music coming out? Because I think the last, if I'm right, the last music was 21. Yeah, so we did 3 singles last year. All of them went really quite well. The last one, What Do I, went very well.
Yeah.
And so we've now got 4 singles. We're currently mixing. In fact, I was just working on it earlier this morning, mixing the next 3 singles, and the 4th singles on the way. And they'll come out from probably end of September beginning of October, because you know how it works. You have to do about 4 to 6 weeks of good promo to sort of build up. So there's the first song is provisionally called Eyeball, but I can't give away too much info on that one.
Cool.
After that, there'll be a song called Gentleman, which is us as probably our heaviest. Right. Stranger Town, and then the fourth one will be Cry Your Heart Out. Excellent.
Wonderful. I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to put the VT on again so people can enjoy this, listen to what you're all about. It's I Don't Want to Hold Your Hand.
Hey!
Yeah, what's...
So this is... So the guys in the band said, can you just write a 2-minute grunge song? So I came up with this song, and then I thought, I'll develop it and create and, do some more lyrics. And then the more we played it, we thought, it doesn't need it. We're just going to stick with that. So I was trying to rip off Nirvana, but it sounded more like the Pixies. And so it's just about, I don't want to hold your hand. I'm not a hand holder. And then I just thought, when you talk to people about it, people are either fully on board with holding hands or fully against it.
Yeah, I get that.
And then when we released it, it was right in the middle of the pandemic. I mean, and we'd written it a year before. So
brilliant.
It's just nice and simple, yeah.
Yeah, well, that's wonderful. Tell you what we're going to do, people. We're going to play Cue the VT any second. Now, don't forget Wolf and Brew sponsoring us. Go and get 10% off them. Type in DuggyStone10 on their website. Anyway, cue the music, cue the VT. We'll be right back after this. It's a bit windy, people. Wow, people, that was lyrically challenged, wasn't it? I mean, you threw all the lyrics at that.
Yeah, all 6 or 7 of them.
Mate, it just freaking works, doesn't it? It doesn't need anything else.
Yeah.
That is...
No, I mean, it has to stay
love
short.
it.
It has to stay short as a song because you can't get any more out of it. We squeezed as much out of it as we can.
Mate, I love it. I do. I was like, yes. It doesn't need anything else. It's wonderful as it is. Don't overcomplicate it. But I have noticed a bit of a theme here because you're bladdered there. If for radio, this is wonderful. You're bladdered.
Yeah.
Someone's rock bastard on your back, and you've got an empty bottle of Plonk.
Yeah.
Another hangover session.
Yeah. Well, I actually made a shit mix for that drink. So actually, it was champagne, cider, vodka, tequila, and a few others, and it whatever else. I put something else in it, curdled. So yeah, so we did that all in one take. It took 3 takes, but so I had to do it 3 times. But I could taste that for probably about 48 hours afterwards because it's tasted so horrible.
Should just have petrol, but. Yeah, that's great, mate, and I get the Nirvana feel as well. I like it, mate. That is a cracking track. I don't think I've played that. I don't think I've played that before on my show. Don't think Janice has had it at playlist, but I like that. I like that.
Yeah, so if you like that, you'll like our second single that's coming up this year, called "Gentleman," which is very much in that vein, but it's got a lot more words.
Yeah, it works. Sometimes you don't have to go overcomplicate.
Absolutely.
I really like that. Wonderful, mate. I was jamming to it. What's he going? Get Wrigley. Eddie. Eddie just puts random stuff on here. I'm just going to have to read it out this is how his brain works. Get Wrigley. They could come out from the start to the stage. I've no idea what it's going on about. Wrigley is one of the people that sponsors, and they have like a.
All right.
Yeah. It's like it's a refuge tent thing. Never mind. So Manta Ray, we like that. Future gigs. Did we ask you about that before? I don't know if we asked you about that.
Yeah. So we are gigging. So we gig a little bit in Guernsey, but we're gigging at the Hope and Anchor. It's not even announced yet, so I won't get into trouble. Gigging the Hope and Anchor in London. 26th or 27th of November, the Saturday.
Right.
And then early next year, we should be doing a few gigs in sort of Brighton and the south of England. We want to gig more away from Guernsey because we've done that. We want to go out and have a bit of fun.
Well, there's now there, is there?
Not a lot, really. Not a lot.
now your Olympic team are not on the island, then there's hardly anyone left.
Yeah, exactly.
Not the Olympic, Commonwealth team, sorry, I should say. Yeah. Cool, you been watching any of that?
No? I did. In fact, I watched yesterday the Billy Lapoulan in the boxing, but he got taken apart a little bit. But to be honest, we're a small island, 70,000 people-ish, or just below. Just to be able to get a few people onto that stage, taking part is good, but we don't really generate many world-class athletes.
But it's right, because I went to the opening ceremony and you got these,
Did you?
Yeah. Jamaica come out and they've got about 20,000. Well, I'm exaggerating now. 20,000 in the squad. You think, Jesus, look at them. And then another island comes out, Fiji. I don't know. Got about 3 people. One of them's in a wheelchair. Do you know what I mean? You think, Jesus.
Yeah.
And then, so from a medals point of view, it's probably not really. Anyway, we're not here to talk about that, but it should be weighted in some way to say, actually, Guernsey got 1, but because of a percentage of how many people there, actually, it equates to 20.
That's a good idea.
We should do that.
I mean,
we've
got somebody who got a silver medal in bowls, but
that's down the road from me. I've just been past there today. I've just been past there this morning. Yeah. It's not far from me. That's where I've been this morning. I went to watch the judo last night. I'm going to see the wrestling on Saturday and the table tennis on Sunday. Anyway, there you go. Manta Ray said, gig in South Devon, please. Maybe you could link up with the other old dudes and do a gig. There you go.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Drop us a line. We are going to try and do a lot more gigs in the UK next year.
Well, we'll chat about it. We'll chat about that because we've got some stuff on the offing in the background, so that could be really interesting. Yeah. Oh, I'm dyslexic. I can't even read
Lille
that.
Records.
Lille, hey, that's what I said. Lille Records.
That's it.
Lille's.
So Lille Records. So it's like is my little record label. Nothing to do with Coastal, really. So I was born and brought up in this a very small part of Guernsey called Lille, and it's always stuck in my mind.
Okay.
And back in the 90s, I had a chance of sort of working with or maybe even signing with a major label. And then I had a lawyer involved. And then when they take you through what's involved and you hand over all your money and they basically lend you money and charge you interest rates and management fees, you'll never own your music again and you'll probably get spat out the other side owing lots of money. I decided that it wasn't for me, so I binned it. But I've always kept it in the back of my mind. And then over the last sort of few years, I've sort of thought about picking up on things that I've learned to sort of help other people not make mistakes. It's not a traditional label, as in I'm not going to lend you money at 20% APR and rip you off. it's just a label where it's more PR really, just to try and get people out there, push them out further.
I like that. It's something that I've thought about for ages, but we're always busy with our own stuff. And something needs to change in the industry because it's weighted towards the management team, the record labels. It's weighted to things like Spotify and iTunes. The artists are sat there going, "Oh, look at that! I've got 50,000 streams. Yeah, here's £2.50. Enjoy.
Yeah,
go and get a bag of crisps." Do you know what I mean?
It's but the key thing there is there's two things. Spotify, 50% of the revenue goes to the top 6 major labels, and then the rest is shared amongst the millions of people who put their music on. I think that's wrong. I think I follow the Spotify account, and they put on something like, these are the top 10 played this week. I've never listened to any of those top 10 ever.
Yeah.
So the money that I pay in each month for listening to music, I want them to be shared amongst the bands that I listen to, which is mainly under the radar or a little bit obscure or a little bit different.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
that needs to change. But the big thing with bands is they have to understand Spotify is not a revenue or profit generator. It's a PR machine for you to get your name out there. It's off the back of that, you can get more fans, you can get more engagement, you can sell merchandise, you can get gigs, you can get more exposure. But a lot of bands sort of don't quite get that. And then the other thing is Spotify scans your social media. So if you're not pushing Spotify much or you're not active on social media, you're not going to be picked up by the Spotify playlist.
It's all the algorithms.
Exactly. So if you're on there moaning and groaning about Spotify, why should they put you on one of their playlists?
They're going to ignore you, aren't they?
Yeah. So play the game a little bit. Remember, it's about exposure. Yes, it does need to be a fairer share, but there are other ways to make money, although it is difficult.
Yeah, I think it's interesting because I'm not sure who I had this conversation with yesterday, but we was talking to Away Day Radio, and it's a bit like a radio station. People probably think we're making millions of quid to tell you. It's cost me more money than I've taken out. We're not took anything out. Anyway, that'll come in the future. But it's a bit like writing a book. People think, someone's wrote a book there and they've made a fortune. A lot of the time, people write a book and they make absolutely zip out of it. In fact, there's the odd one that'll make J.K. Rowling's and all the rest of it, same as everything. There's the top 1% that's going to make the money. But what it does, it's social proof. It sells you. So those people that write, say, business books, write it because it means they end up on main stages getting paid 5, 6, 10 grand to go and speak somewhere. So it's like selling them, and it's the same as the radio station. It's the same as Spotify. It's just the hub of where you're going and what you're doing. And I think you're right. People need to remember that, and it's not just about one thing, is it? It's not just about. You have to have everything, don't you? We told them this morning. You need to be good to be interviewed with. You need to be entertaining. You need to be good on your social media. You need to have good videos and graphics, and you need to be out there. And it's like a lot of stuff. You've got to spin a lot of plates to get it right. Otherwise, you're peeing in the wind, aren't you?
Yeah, it is hard. And I think what bands don't realise, or artists, is that if you don't put the hard work in, you're going to get nothing out. And you'd be amazed the amount of demos I get where somebody's got virtually no followers, hardly posted on social media, and all they said is, sign me, I want to play big festivals. And you're joking. You should be putting the work in yourself, not me.
You don't get it, do you?
You don't need a label. Yeah. And so people need to realise what it takes.
Yeah. I think that's the trouble nowadays with a lot of people, not just saying the younger, but everyone's been brainwashed to think that things are instant. So you watch, I don't know, a DIY show, and they pitch up and they do this house in a day or something. Yeah. Well, there's about 6 months of planning ahead of it, booking everything, getting delivered, drawings, and then they get a crack team in and they do it, Or you watch another show, it's all edited out to, a 30-minute show is probably about 6 hours worth of video at least, or 20 hours.
Yeah.
And I think people want to go from here to here. Oh, I'm great. I'm in a real good band, but it's like business. It's like anything. You can't go on that main stage. So you get a band who's never played in a pub, and then they want to play Glastonbury, for example, and say it happened, they'd absolutely crap themselves when they went on stage and bollocks it up, wouldn't they?
Yep, absolutely.
So there you go.
It's just people living on another planet, but also then I like to look at things in a positive way. There are so many lazy bands out there that makes loads of space for bands like me and other bands who want to work our asses off and get our music out there, because there are too many lazy ones out there. So carry on being lazy because it leaves opportunities for other bands when you put the work in.
Yeah, I've produced this great track. We're going to make $1 million, lads. Why is nobody? Why is nobody streaming it? It's the same as when you go on the links. I don't know. I'll use Spotify as an example, but if you went on there and found your band and then look down the amount of bands, this is unbelievable. You look down and go, why have you got no social media links on Spotify?
Yes,
because I want to go and find them. So, you click on it and it goes, count doesn't exist, and you think. I contacted the band last week. I said, I'm not being funny, but I've tried to follow you from the playlist that I've been sent. I've gone to Twitter and you're not there. But luckily, I put a bit of effort in. Most people wouldn't. I found you. Your Spotify link doesn't work. Anyway, they rectified it. So it just beggars belief what people do.
It's the same with like bios on Spotify. And they might just sort of say, garage punk band from London. That tells me nothing. Like, how are you going to engage with me? How are you going to tell me what you're influenced by? How are you going to get me interested? Put something in there. Who you are, where you've come from, your influences, and all that sort of stuff. Because you want engagement and you want me to sort of buy into what you're doing. And the next thing you know, I turn up at one of your gigs and I buy some merch. And next thing you know, I come to the next one. But if you're just going to put very little out there, then I'm not going to know.
Yeah, you're right, and you then you've got to build a fan base, a movement. I went to Cornbury the other week, and I met a couple who were sat on the other. Next thing, changes his top. So where you going? So the band that we follow, that's why we've come. Are on in a bit, and they had that band had a load of followers that have come from all over. Follow them all over the place. We're really into them. Anyway, what's this? Caffeine Bob. I like that name. Caffeine Bob.
Caffeine Bob. Yeah.
Caffeine Bob.
Should be a duo. Yeah. Some sort of. I'm thinking folk, probably Caffeine Bob folk duo, but maybe not.
It says, totally agree with Ollie on the social media side of things. Too many artists subscribe to the Field of Dreams. I'm liking that. That'd make a good title to a song. Wayne Stock mentality. I don't know what that means. If you build it, they will come. It doesn't work that way. Correct. Like everything in life, everyone wants it. I want it now, here, now, right now. What's the next? Everyone's into cheat codes, aren't they? You know what I mean? I'm playing on the old Xbox. Have you got any cheat codes? What's the point of playing the game? What's the point? There's no cheats. There's no shortcuts. Anyway, should we have another track?
Yeah.
Because we've been banging on for a bit. This one's called What I Do. What's this one about?
What do I?
Sorry, what do I? What do I? Yeah, there you go.
So this one is, this song is about when you sort of like, when you wear your heart on your sleeve and you talk a little bit too much to someone, and then you realise, damn it, they weren't listening. They don't care, and they're going to use it against me or whatever. Just be careful who you talk to. And drumming on this track is Kelly Scott from the alt rock band Failure. I don't know if you ever heard of them. Big in the 90s. He's drummed for Pink,
nice.
Scissor Sisters,
lovely,
and loads of massive bands. And basically, we were short of a drummer last year, and I'd been speaking to him, and he said, "I'll drum on your singles." So we've got a A-class drummer on these singles. Made a difference.
How bloody cool is that? So you need to get him back in. So people, we're going to be right back after this. Cue the feed T, and we'll be chatting with Ollie. Drop your questions in Mixcloud. If you're on YouTube, forget it. Oh, remember, people, turn it right up.
I'll let
You need to unmute yourself, sir. I've just muted you because we didn't want to go, so unmute yourself. Wow.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you what, I've played that track a few times on the show, and I've got to say, when you said that about the drumming, I don't know why, but then I listened to it with new ears and went, yeah, that's why I like that song, because the drumming in that is absolutely tremendous, isn't it?
Powerful, yeah. What we did, so I'll give some secrets away for other bands. What we did is we had 3 singles, and we knew that was the best one in the run. So what we did was we built it up so that we were all basically building up to that release. And so we were on the social media regularly, and we pushed, promoted it as much as we could, and that one got chosen by a couple of Spotify's own playlists off the back of that, and it went crazy. And we knew that was the most radio-friendly song, so that was the one that we geared up at the end and really pushed at the end.
Yeah, it sounds like I can't put my finger on it. It sounds very familiar. I'm not. You got to be careful when you say stuff like. It sounds very familiar. Yeah. I mean, you can listen to that. I mean, I've played it loads of times now, but it also sounds like it's from a massive band. Does that make sense? That track sounds like it's from someone they've been rocking it and they're there and this is their latest track. So hats off to that one, because I really like that track. I've been playing
So you'll like Cry Your Heart Out, which we will release at the end of our run, because it'll probably be our strongest one and most radio friendly. But we go to town a little bit more on the guitars there, because the other stuff is a little bit more grungy, a little bit heavier. We want it to be a little bit sort of loose and a little bit and noisy, but there we're trying to make the guitars a little bit smoother and a little bit more open, and try and create that massive sound.
I like that. It's more commercial. That's a more commercial sound. I think anyone you could put that on any radio station or any show, or I don't know, whatever's going on.
I think that one ended up being played on about 300 radio stations around the globe, about 30 or 40 countries. Kerrang, whatever, quite a few stations. It got really, really well because it's commercial, and whilst we'd rather not be commercial, we are going to do that occasional commercial song because we like that sound sometimes. So why not?
You'll draw a different audience in, and maybe someone will play it like the BBC. Which might get him into your other music, and so you're playing the game. So you was telling me before about messed up again.
Lele Records.
Lele Records. That's it.
Lele,
yeah. I'm terrible, mate. You can tell it. You'll tell me that 20 times. It'll take me ages. Anyway, who are you managing? Can you tell us, or is it secret?
So we've got other bands. So we've got a local metalcore band. They are heavy as, called Granite Wolf. And basically, they've been playing locally a lot, and I wanted them to put something out, and they've just been lazy sods. So I said, look, I'll put you out of my label. I'll put some money into the band, and gave them a kick, and they released some music, very heavy. And then a band that you played a little bit, Honeycub, I'd sort of been into them for a year or two, and sort of flew them over to Guernsey last year to sort of play a gig. And I just said, look, I'd work with you guys, get your music out there a little bit further. So the next thing from Lele Records would be Honeycub. On the 19th of August, they got the next single, Imitation Heart, which I listened to a few weeks back. It's quite big and bold from them again. So there's 3. And then I am looking to sign a couple other acts, but I because it's only me and one or two other people in the background, I have to, and I don't have a massive budget. I have to be picky, and I turn down, I don't know, over 90% of the demos that I hear because, well, a lot of them is rubbish, and others are just, a lot of them are just not going to float my boat. I mean, you have to have high standards, and you can tell if somebody's recorded it in their bedroom, and you have to say, I'm sorry, the quality's just not good enough.
Yeah.
And they'll come back, and sometimes they'll come back at you and say, "What do you mean? My uncle really likes that." I'm like,
yeah. Well, blowing smoke up your ass, mate. I've had the same. We used to get. I've stopped a lot of time. We used to get lots of. We still get lots of artist submissions, and if we think it's good, we'll put it. If we don't like it, we won't even bother. I mean, one time I used to reply, and I've stopped doing it now, saying, "Really sorry, can't put this on. The lyrics are great." Vocals are good, but oh my God, what is that music in the background? It sounds like it's been done on some 1980s kids. Bing, 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 bing.
Yeah.
You cheeky bastard. Everyone's listened to it, thinks it's awesome. I said, mate, it's not awesome. I'm not going to put that on my show. It's not. You need to go and get it remastered. Or get something else done. Oh, you know what I mean?
I respond to absolutely every demo, absolutely everything.
Yeah.
I probably get 2 to 250 a year, and I might have to start cutting back. But I think it's rude. You see, I'm old school. If somebody writes to you and they're pleasant and upfront, I feel obliged to sort of go back and say thank you for writing. I appreciate you for thinking about me. Listen to your tracks.
Might be an idea. Might be an idea for us. But we have artists. So most of them what we're getting now go on. Do you know what I mean? We have a system. We don't take it. We don't take any via email because it's just too much work and it all falls on me and they get forgotten. So we have a system where people can upload the tracks to the station and they can put all the social. This is the other thing you see, isn't it? You want us to work for you. Put your social media links on, put your images on, give us a bit about the band, a bio, and then guess what? If when bands put a lot of effort into that, guess what I do? I turn it into a blog. Just take all their stuff, blog it out, and that's like free promo.
Wow. And bands can't work this out.
Do you like that? Do you like that? Listen.
How can you come up with that idea?
You're not paying me. You're not paying me to do it. Well, sometimes they donate. We never ask for money. We never ask for paper play, but we do say if you want to drop us a $5 in some, please do, because it keeps the lights on. So, but if the more effort they put in, I go, wow, this is easy. Bomb, 5 minutes, bosh, there you go, blog, lovely.
So there's so many bands that don't post, they don't keep the social media up to date. How on earth are gig promoters, labels, radio stations, blogs, new fans going to interact and keep up to date with you if you only update once a month?
Yeah,
it's just impossible. And plus, I ran a little radio show a few years ago, and I was getting about 50 submissions a month, and I only needed 15. So I immediately looked at social media, and if I was umming and ahhing about a band I see they couldn't be bothered, well, then I knew they wouldn't promote my show. So what was the point?
Yeah, and I think what they're missing a trick out of, for example, right? So if I play Mantra Ray, bit of a plug for Mantra Ray because he's on, so I'm talking about him because he's on there. It's in me psyche. So if I put something out and I've got Mantra Ray on the show and then they retweet it or they comment about us, guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to go back to Mantra Ray again and promote them because and I think people don't understand this. It's like. You get a lot of things where they go, there's all me stuff, cheers, see ya. Or we get the other one when they go, here's me link, go and find it and I'll listen to it. Mate, I can't even be asked clicking on that, delete. Do you know what I mean? We've not got time. I'm not just sat here and you're not sat there going, I'm waiting for an email to come in from a band, but it's going to be, I'm going to spend 2 hours on it when no one's paying me to do it. And so I think, it's like a lot of things. You've got to make it easy for the end user, for the person. If people can't click to you and find you, the other frustration I've got, I'm sorry to keep going, I'm having a rant here again, is when bands go, we're called X, and you think, right, okay, I'm going to go and find you. You might see them at a local gig. What you call? Oh, we're called, whatever. Yeah, Coastal Fire Department, and I go on and I get some band in Texas and you think, hang on a minute, where? Why do bands do that? Release a name. We've had this name for years, and then they do it, and they've not even done the homework to go. There's 5 other bands that are called this. You know what I mean? Now I've got to put underscores on me on me social media just to get it's bonkers, but you can't tell, can you?
No, and also you won't be amazed the amount of times that I've gone back with a little bit of advice and be told, "Oh, you know nothing." I'm like, "Okay, cheers, mate." You know, like, I'm trying to help you here.
See you later, mate. See you later. But anyway, it's absolutely bonkers, mate. It's bonkers, really is.
Yeah.
Really is. So what have we had up to now? We've had that one. We've got that one. What do we've not finished just yet, but we're going to round the show off with. What have I got on here? Gun. That's not your last track, is it? That's not your last one.
No. So that was the first one that we released, first single last year. So what the idea was that we would come out with a heavy hitting one, and then we'd get into more of a grungy one, and then we'd finish off with the more commercial one. So that was the plan.
Well,
Gun, I can't sing those growly lyrics, so we've had to get in a guy called Shimfo from Granite Wolf, who I mentioned, the metalcore band, and he just nailed it, absolutely nailed the chorus as we wanted.
That's what we're going to end the show with, but not just yet.
Yeah.
What I'd like you to do, if you don't mind, if you've been watching the show, we get artists to do us a drop, like, you know, this is Coastal Fire Department, and you're listening to Duggystone Radio. If you could do that, Eddie will take it and mash it up, and we'll put it on the show as a jinglet.
Yep.
Can you do that for us?
You want it now, yeah?
Yeah, please, yeah, if you can.
Hi, this is Ollie from Coastal Fire Department, and you're listening to Duggystone Radio.
Oh, man, perfect. The amount of people that mess up. I had one on a few months ago, and he went, "What's the name of the station?" I'm thinking, wow, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That sort of brings me to sometimes people send me music at Lilo Records, and Lilo Records is about guitar-driven music, so, you know, alt rock, indie rock, maybe shoegaze as well, metalcore, grungy. And I'll get some random hip hop guy will send me some. "Oh, listen to this track." I'm like, "You've clearly not done any research." And when you go back and say, "Look, this isn't for us," you're like, "Well, shove it up your arse then." Like, mate, you've done no research. So people need to do their research.
Yeah, there's no point sending no point sending you hip hop. I used to do a hip hop show, and I'm connected to quite a few hip hop artists.
Oh yeah.
I still get a lot of stuff coming to me, but I've not done that show for ages because it's quite niche, isn't it? And a lot of the artists,
very.
What a lot of the artists do, and that's what I've said to a lot of them. Yeah, I know you want to use the N word and the B word and this one. Yeah, that's the genre. Yeah, but I can't play that at 10 o'clock in the morning on my station. So if you want to, you want to make it bigger than you are now, then you need to find you need to come up with something that's not got all the cussing in, as they call it, and make it a bit more, what people can get to, because it's really, really niche market, and it's a really niche.
It's absolutely. Let's be honest. Most bands are not going to be played on major radio stations. They're all sewn up, etc. But there are so many fantastic radio stations out there, and if they don't want to play swear words, well, then put out a radio edit. I know it might go against your vibe or whatever, but just bleeping out or having a blank once in a while isn't really going to affect your song.
Yeah, and I've had that off a few of the artists who've sent me stuff, Yeah. I mean, I do have a little bit of swearing on the show, on my morning show. I've got the Good Morning My Neighbours jingle and things like that. But, yeah, you don't really want end this and end that and you that.
No.
It doesn't fly, does it? It's not really a thing. No. Anyway, enough of that. So, where's the best place for people to get to hook up with you? Is it Twitter? Facebook?
So we're active. We're active on Twitter and Instagram most. I found those have hit home most over the last year or two. Facebook, I think, and I speak to a lot of fellow musicians. Facebook is fairly dead. It's more sort of local, and it's full of rubbish these days, isn't it? So we focus more on Instagram and Twitter. We always like to respond and engage with people. Follow us there, and if you're a fellow band and whatever, we follow back. We can't follow everyone. We don't follow all the individuals, otherwise that would be a bit crazy. But we certainly like engaging, chatting, giving options, asking people for questions. If they're crazy, we'll do a video response or whatever. We like to engage and have a bit of fun.
Yeah, I'll tell you what is good on Facebook, and I've gone onto it, is Reels, Facebook Reels. Mega.
Yeah, now, isn't it weird how you've got, like, Facebook is trying to become a little bit like Instagram, and Instagram's trying to do a little bit. It's a little bit all over the place. Instagram was more about showing off pictures and maybe a little bit of video. Now it all seems to be mashing up.
It's nightmare. But I found reels real. I could put a video on Facebook and it'll get 5 views. Seriously, it's unbelievable.
Yeah.
And I put the same video on reels and get 1,000. It's mental. It really is mental.
Yeah.
I've got videos on there 2.5 million. I've got videos on there 70,000, 70,000. Seriously, check it out. It's well worth it for bands. Or little snippets. Put them on there. It's an absolutely brilliant. Use the right hashtags. Put the work in, and it'll build up. But I think it's
the other thing we noticed. The other thing we noticed, and you've just mentioned it, short clips as well. Yeah. And when you put up a short clip that's 20 seconds, people seem to engage more. If it's a 40-second, it trails off.
Yeah.
And it's just probably reflective of society these days and
attention
spans.
I've got time for it. I think something like 7. I think the videos that really pop are about 7 to 10 seconds long. That's it. It needs to be punchy because everyone's just. Well, they're just scrolling through, aren't they? If it doesn't grab them within the first couple of seconds, you forget it. They've scrolled past you. They've moved on. But, hey, we can't tell them all, can we? Let's see if there's any more questions before we... So, hey, this not about the music. It's about where you live. Because it's a place that I've never been. I quite fancy going. So, what's sort of the special... What's the food? You know what I mean? What's the sort of... Is it very French-inspired?
Yeah, there is some French inspired, but what we've got is actually a fairly good standard of living, and we have a lot of restaurants, and so a lot of them will cook freshly caught fish that have been caught in the waters.
Oh, nice.
But we've got Italian, we've got Chinese, we've got Indians. We've got it all. We are spoiled for choice. You'd be very unlucky to go to a bad restaurant.
Is there a specific island food? So, for example, I'm from Eccles. We've got the Eccles cake, and then you go to Scotland, and obviously they've got haggis and whiskey and all that. I know they have other things like deep fried Mars bars, but that's another delicacy. But is there an island delicacy? So if we're going to Guernsey, what have we got to try which is local?
I don't like it, but a lot of people do. It's called bean jar, and it's made out of bits of lamb and beans and suet and stuff, I think. And the locals go crazy for it, but it doesn't make you fart. It does make you fart.
Mate, that sounds amazing because
and you mop it up with bread and stuff like that. Yeah.
I'm all over that. I'm going to go and have some of that.
Guernsey bean jar.
I'm looking for... Yeah, I'll have a bit of that because I love lamb and I love beans. So there you go. I love suet. So I'm all over that. Well done. Well done. That should be your national dish. And anyway, someone's just asked who your influences are.
I think for this band, it's clearly Nirvana, Pixies, in the 90s guitar stuff. But more lately, I've been into sort of bands. So I was very influenced by an American band called Balance and Composure. So if you want to check them out, and then you'll see how we sort of based a lot of the sounds and the approach on Balance and Composure. So there are some later bands that are quite cool.
Cool. So what we're going to do, we're going to wrap the show up now. I'm going to let you get on with your day. Go and get some of that bean jar.
Bean jar.
Bean jar. So you've said this last track that we're going to play, which is called Gun, it's sung by the lead singer from Granite Wolf. And
so I sing the verse.
Does it sound like this?
Yeah, that's them.
There you go. That's what Granite.
Them.
Yeah, in your face. That I don't like that sort of stuff. But
I knew. Yeah, no, nor do I. They're good live, but I knew I couldn't sing the chorus, so I had to get him in to do it. But the interesting thing about this song is it's not actually about guns. It's about actually being fed up of socialising with people who just want to have my me time.
Yeah.
And I had a throwaway lyric to tell me how to build a gun in the chorus, and then I tried changing it to tell me how to have some fun and tell me how to do this, and it didn't work. So we had to keep it. But funny enough, when we released it, we got loads of Americans to say, "Oh, are you for guns or against guns?" Like, no, you've missed it. The point. It's nothing to do with guns. Nothing to do with guns.
Go and give your sister a kiss, mate. Yeah, cheers. See you later.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm not casting aspersions, but there you go.
Oh, exactly. It makes mad if we're going to talk about that. Overridden with gun crime, and they can't work out what's causing it.
I know. Oh, I'll tell you what, you get me ranting again.
Yeah.
When a 16, 17, whatever the age limit is, can go into Walmart and buy a gun and walk out the door, and But do you know what you can't buy in the States because they're banned? Kinder eggs. But you can buy a gun.
Really?
Yeah, you can't buy Kinder eggs in the States. They banned it because they're dangerous.
Oh,
Because the little toys inside choking.
Yeah.
So,
or then they have a shooting in a school. Oh, well, the problem was that all the teachers weren't armed. No. The problem was that the guns in the first place.
Yeah, they're just out there, but they're just lunatics, aren't they? They'll fight to the death for it. They think if you take them... Anyway, that's another... We'll get some abuse from somewhere. Anyway...
Yep, bring it on.
You get on with your day. Thanks very much. It's been an absolute pleasure talking to you. It's been a great interview. We've been all over the place and back again. People, this has been Coastal Fire Department. Go and check them out. Managing bands. Remember, don't be lazy. Social media. You know what I mean? Have all your ducks in a row. Have a chat to him because he's very knowledgeable. And this has been Dougie Stone Radio. It's another introducing. Done and dusted. Cue the VT. See you later, man.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers, mate. Bye.
See you later. That was brilliant, and it's great when you interview the bands and you get the background. And if he hadn't told us, we wouldn't realise that he brought the lead singer from Granite Wolf on, and I understand exactly why he's got him on there. It just works perfectly. Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. Great to interview. Really great band. Go and check them out. What they're doing is fantastic. And he, sometimes it's when you do this job, right? It's easy. Sometimes guests make it extremely easy to produce a show. And Ollie, you made it extremely easy for me. They're informal chats. You might go, we didn't talk about this, you didn't talk about that, but it's not about that. It's about getting to know someone behind the music, behind the screen, behind the social media, and I think we've done that. So that if you like this show, go and check out the other videos that's on YouTube under Duggystone Radio, DUGGYSTONE Radio. All I introduce you on there are minis that we do, and you can come and watch me live streaming on Mixcloud Tuesday to Friday, 8 till 10 a.m. UK time. Just go on to mixcloud.com or just go to our website, DuggystoneRadio.com, and there's a link in the bio or in our Twitter as well as a link in the bio that takes you to all our platforms. But if you go to the website, you can either click on the playlist to the audio, you can click further down and it takes you to our Mixcloud page. But until next time, this has been Duggystone Radio. This has been introducing with Coastal Fire Department. We've been sponsored by Wolf and Brew. Get 10% off Wolf and Brew. Just go to their website, type in Duggystone 10, DUGGYSTONE 10, and you get 10% off. I'm going to go for a lie down after this. Anyway, till next time, cook out.